Well, we're 5-3. We've played our three losses are against some very good teams. Louisville, who last week was number one in the country, Florida, who's top 10, and then UConn, who I thought played a very good game against us, especially in the second half. We're still in the process of getting better, and it's going to be very, very important during these next few weeks for our freshmen to improve, and especially at the defensive end of the floor. And then the entire team needs to improve as a defensive rebounding team because we're not very good at that part of the game. And until you can defend and rebound, it's very hard to beat the caliber of opponents we'll be playing from now on.
Questions for Coach Al?
It's been a long break. Can you talk about just keeping the guys from getting rusty with so many days without a game?
Well, I think one of the things about college basketball is we played through both semesters, and it starts very early. For us, it started with a trip to Italy in August, and then you do a lot of individual work in September. You start really focusing on the team aspect in October. So right now, it's nice to get a little bit of a break, and the guys are not totally on break because they've got final exams and they've worked really hard to do a good job in the classroom. But we've had good practices. We practiced yesterday, we practiced today, and we have a game tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and hopefully we'll be ready. We've spent almost all of our time on the defense, and hopefully we'll be better at defending and rebounding tomorrow and in the future than we've been in the first 8 games.
What kind of team is Alabama A&M?
Young. They're one of the youngest teams in the country. They start 4 freshmen. They're very much a driving team, a team that likes to take the ball to the basket.
Coach, coming off the big win at Illinois, who just beat Michigan this week, top program, what kind of confidence does that give you for this team going forward?
Yeah, I haven't talked to the team about it, but I will mention it today. In fact, Illinois went to Maryland and were up 9 with 4 minutes to go. Really should have won that game as well. Then they beat Michigan at home. I think one of the things you're seeing in college basketball is it doesn't appear to me that there are all that many consistently good teams. In fact, I thought Louisville had played consistently good throughout the first 8 or 9 games of their season. Then they turned around and lost to Texas Tech, who was playing without their leading scorer. So, I think everybody's trying to find themselves. The Christmas vacation is at a time when guys are distracted by what's going on in their life other than basketball. But when it gets to January, I think everybody will be focused on the ACC.
Having Stone back, how big of an addition is that? And what have you seen from him?
Yeah, I think Keith Stone is a huge plus for us. He's 6'9", he weighs 250, he can shoot the three, he's good in around the basket, he's a good defender, he's a solid rebounder. All the areas that we need help in, he can provide. I think our guard play has been good with Chris Lykes, DJ Vasiljevic, both nearing 1,000 points. Cam McGusty's been very solid for the first 8 games of the season. I think our freshman guards are very, very talented, but haven't quite understood how hard they have to play consistently to really contribute at a high level. I think they're learning, they're working hard to improve that part of their game. But I think our backcourt's been pretty solid, and adding Keith to our front court is going to be a real benefit.
With Keith, you guys played 8 against Illinois, didn't get play. Is that what you kind of envision moving forward, 8-man rotation?
8 or 9. For sure 8 with our 2 freshman guards and Keith. And then we're hopeful that Anthony Walker will keep making progress. Anthony is an extremely gifted athlete, but he's a very inexperienced athlete. And his level of effort needs to dramatically improve under game conditions.
The three-point shooting has gone well for you guys to start the season. Do you see that? I know DJ's in camp. Those guys have hit 3. Chris, do you see it kind of being a strength throughout the season?
Well, I think right now, with the opponents that we've played, we've been able to execute offensively much better than we were able to execute defensively. So hopefully that can continue while we improve the defense. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. When you're improving your defense and working really hard and you focus on defense, sometimes your offense suffers. We're not like football, where you have a defensive team and an offensive team. The guys in basketball have to play both ends of the floor, and the NBA describes it as two-way players, and we need our guys to be two-way players.
Dengak, I mean, obviously you have to feel for a kid who had happened again. What was your reaction and the team's reaction?
Yeah, it's just very disappointing, both for him and for the team. Deng was, a very valuable sub. He's improving. He's getting bigger and stronger. The strange part about it is the injury is identical to the one that he had last year, except on the other knee.
Can you talk about Cam McGusty and he's obviously been a big focus so far. Did you expect that from him this season and what he brings?
One of the consistent things that we've enjoyed is having a transfer player sit out and then be able to help us immediately because they've already made the transition into our program. If you look at a player like Angel Rodriguez or Sheldon McClellan, they sat out a year and immediately walked into the starting lineup and had 2 great years in our program. Cam is kind of doing that same thing. He moved right into the starting lineup in his first game. He's averaging double figures. He's shooting the ball well. He's even had a game of 10 rebounds. So he's helping us at both ends of the court.
Jim, the assist numbers haven't been there. Is there something that you can do, or is there something in practice I know you're always concentrating or harping on getting that number up?
Which number?
Your assist numbers.
Yeah, we've changed that.
Oh, you don't care about assists now?
Well, not caring is not actually the way I would describe that. We'd love to average 16 assists or more. But what we're finding is that there are teams in our league and around the country that have shown they can shoot the ball better off the catch. We have found that we're one of the better teams in shooting off the bounce. So we're not going to take that away from our guys. You normally get assists because the rule is you got to shoot it as soon as you catch it. There can be no dribbles or no dribble moves. And what we're finding is someone like, let's say, DJ Vasiljevic, he's an outstanding catch and shoot guy, but he's also very good at shot faking, taking a dribble or two, and then making the shot. And that's what we appear to be doing a lot of this year, where Cam McGusty and Chris Likes and DJ Vasiljevic are being very successful off the bounce.
Is it something that you noticed throughout the season? Was it something kind of going in you kind of thought that could be like this?
Well, last spring, we did a research project on catch and shoot because I thought that was the key to a lot of team success. We ranked 10th last year in the ACC in catch and shoot. Virginia and Virginia Tech ranked 1 and Virginia Tech ranked 1 and Virginia ranked 2. They both obviously had great years, with Virginia winning the national championship and Virginia Tech being a really proficient three-point shooting team. So we worked all spring, all summer, all fall on catch and shoot. And after the first, I think, 6 games, we did the research again. We were still 10th in the league in catch and shoot, but we were number 1 in the league in making shots off the bounce. So Chris Likes and Cam McGusty and DJ really good at that. So we're not going to take that away from them. In fact, we're going to emphasize it. You probably see it more and more.
Yeah, because the other day I think Chris had however many points, and then he had, I think, 2 assists?
Yeah.
Or something, which last
28 points and 2 assists.
Right. You would have been disappointed last year with that.
No, I wouldn't have been disappointed with 28 points.
Not the 28 points, but the
But
2
I,
assists.
as a point guard, I'd like him to get 5 or 6 assists. But what we're finding is even when he throws a great pass, that guy doesn't shoot it. He takes a dribble or 2. So we can't really blame him not for getting assists on that. So we just are emphasizing more, hey, score. However you can score, do the best you can at utilizing your abilities.
And I think it showed it in Illinois game. A lot of those jumpers were some tough shots that were falling.
Well, a lot of them were like 15-footers that the analytics say are not good shots. But what really is a good shot? The one that goes in. Whether it's a 2, whether it's a layup, whether it's a 3, whether it's a free throw, scoring points is key. And we're averaging right about what we'd like to. We're in the 70s, like to be at 75. And if we can be, we're going to have to rely very heavily on our defense not to give up more than 75 points.
Jim, you touched on freshman. Harlan had a tough game last game. Do you expect him to bounce back, and what was your message to him?
My guess is the freshmen will play much better when they don't have so much schoolwork. When they're not getting up for 8 a.m. classes, when they're not staying up late, going to study hall and doing their homework. I think they'll start showing some signs of improvement right now. At least I'm counting on that.